Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wrestling fans around the world, I would like to personally welcome you to episode 26 of the greatest wrestling podcast in the tri state area. None other than the hottag.podcast, man. Come on, let's clap it. You feel me? 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 Listen, you already know the Dealio, Facilio, and Tillio. This is the podcast we talk about everything and anything pro wrestling. All right. Now, we 26 episodes in. All right. If you don't know, now you know. But if you don't know us and you're just listening, I am one half of your host, Rashaad. All right. And the other gentleman on the other side, my tag team partner in crime, for Mr. Get Money, Get Money, Get Money, Get Money. Shout out Crime Time. My other host, Justin. Justin, what's good with you, bro?
Hey, what's up, man? Crime time pool. Excellent
Mm.
pool.
Hey, man.
Excellent pool.
You already know, man.
Hey, another week. Back at it. How was your week?
Hey, man, my week been different, you know? My week is very insightful, very opening, you know. I am obviously doing a lot of things that I usually, do that I'm not doing for the next 40 days, started last week. So, I'm just getting better, man. Getting better, you know. One of the biggest things is not being on social media, so I'm not on social media for the next, I would say, for the next 34 or 3 days. But your boy will be making his return soon into the wrestling community. So we'll be there. What's up with you though?
Hey, man. Chill week. Uh, for me, uh, not much been going on. Uh, Rainy week, so ain't been much to do, but playoff football. This
Yes,
weekend
sir.
has kind of been the saving grace
Yes.
alongside the wrestling for the week, but definitely have the biggest look forwarding point to my week has been playoff football. But
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. So,
of course, here we go, Steelers.
mhm.
We're gonna get this dub on Monday and get this Texans. So a little bit of foreshadowing. But this is not a football podcast. This is a wrestling podcast. So we're
Thanks.
gonna get into the wrestling.
Gonna get to the
I'm
wrestling.
sure I'm sure y'all want to hear our thoughts on the things that have transpired over the week. And we look forward to sharing them with you. So without further ado, we're gonna kick things off with Monday Night Raw from the 5th of January, 2026. The Stranger Things and Raw WWE collab that had been announced prior. I see a lot of people had mixed feelings about this show. And especially like the Stranger Things collab part of it. But I can say, like, as a Stranger Things watcher, I've seen every episode, every season. I don't know if y'all expected 11 to come down there and have a match with Liv Morgan or Will and Lucas to fight a Demi Gorgon in a steel cage match. I don't know what y'all expected, but I definitely wasn't expecting like the full cast to show up. It would have been cool. I'm not going to say it wouldn't have been cool, but I definitely wasn't expecting that. But for the things that we did get, and for the first collab, like this they've done with Netflix. There were some things I really did rock with, like the music, uh, the Stranger Things music. I thought I'd never hear that music again after the last episode, but it was cool to hear it on Raw throughout the whole night. I like the decorations, the vent, the ringside with the vines and the stage area, little things backstage too. So I'm not really I wasn't really too upset with what we did get. Uh, some of the transitions, the chapters, like I thought that was really dope addition that some WWE doesn't normally do, but really partnered up with Stranger Things and made sense. How did you feel about uh the collab? I know you aren't the
Mm-mm,
biggest watcher of Stranger Things, so
mm-mm,
for you, how did it come off?
mm-mm. I only reason I know Stranger Things is because Stranger Things is on Netflix and everybody and their grandma talk about it. I have not. I kid you not. I haven't even. It ain't even. I ain't even click it on my Netflix. Like that's how deep of a not watcher I am. Nothing
Missing out,
against it.
brother. Missing out. Missing out
Nothing
on another
for
show.
me. There's nothing against it. It's just that ain't really my stilo kind of thing, you know. Like and I'm pretty sure if I was to watch an episode, I would probably get hooked and then start binging it. You feel me? But like that's not my feng shui. But I listen from what I've seen, like I enjoyed it. You know, I thought the van was cool, like the decorum. You know, obviously the way the stage was set up. Um the the in and out, like when it went to commercial, with the Demigorgon and all that. Um, I thought it was nice. I thought, like you said, the way the ring was set up, the way the stage was set up, I thought it was a solid collab. You know, I thought it was good. Um, it definitely, I don't know if it was the collab or it was because it's the first Raw of the new year, but you know, it was some matches on there, man. It was some it was a good call. And I know you were saying stuff on like social media of like people getting hit with like 36 commercial breaks and all that.
Yeah, I would say I wouldn't rush to say it was a great episode only because of my viewing, and I think your viewing experience was a little bit different than everyone else's. Like we uh try to watch the show with no ads. I know for I for surely like to do that because I like to actually watch the matches. Like I like to, and I know that sometimes, a lot of the times with commercials, it really cuts out a lot of good parts of matches that you don't see, and you only see if you're in the house. So yeah, I try to watch with no commercials, so my viewing experience might have been different. I enjoyed the show a little bit more than somebody who didn't because of the fact that there were so many commercial breaks in a lot of these matches. Like I think there were three in the first match. I think there were three in Becky and Maxxine. Like so, a lot of these matches, the flow and the quality were hindered by uh, commercial breaks. But we can only
Yeah.
talk about it from our view of things. If you didn't get to see the full show without the commercials, I would highly advise you to go back and do that because uh, I feel like it might shift your opinion on some of the matches on this show that you may have not really liked.
I agree. Yeah. Um, I mean, it sucks, but at the same time, like we understand WWE and we understand Netflix, And we know with a collab like that to have, I'm pretty sure they have people that have never watched a WWE show that watch Stranger Things probably watch, and people that never watched Stranger Things who watch WWE was tuned in. So like that was perfect timing for product placement, perfect timing for ads, and that's them on the business side.
But
But
my
you
thing
know,
is like, even when it starts taking away from the show, though, especially a show, your first show of the new year, when it starts to take away from the show, it's the same issue people had with Raw when it was on cable television.
yeah,
Uh, like Javon Evans
yeah,
got signed to Raw
on a commercial break.
on a commercial break. That is insane. And if you look at anybody else, no one else has done that since. They announced Trick Williams on the main roster on SmackDown.
Jordan
And
Grace.
Jordan Grace was
We have yet
signed,
to know it over Femi, but
even had a match the same night. It
yeah,
solidified. And I get Javon Evans has been on Raw multiple times, but that was as an NXT athlete.
superstar.
But yeah. When you're making this move for this young star, why not sign him on live TV? I'm sure so many people missed that and did not know that happened until going on social media to see it. I just feel like
Mm-hmm. Or if you were in the arena.
strange call by the WWE to do that. Like, I never, yeah, just bad decision making on their part.
Yeah, it was
But
weird. Um, so
we'll
what
get in. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, cause like, because I mean, we had not many matches. I feel like sometimes we kind of be harping on you
Four.
know
Four
well,
matches.
it's four matches, and but I feel like sometimes we be like, we'll talk about the match and we'll break it down, and we don't really get to like talk about it. So I feel like let's talk. It's four matches, so that like let's talk about it. You feel me? Not necessarily the about the moves and I mean, well, if there were moves and spots, like obviously you want to talk about those, but like I feel like we should start talking about like how the landscape is like changing and stuff, right? Um,
I mean, we could start. There's no better way to start that than we start right off with the first match, Rhiyo and the Kabuki Warriors. You want to talk about the landscape changing? Uh, Rhiyo, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky are the
yes.
new women's tag team champions, and I did not know for sure. I definitely felt like they were. There was a high possibility that they will pull the trigger on Rhiyo and being an official tag team, winning the tag titles. But and we know that Rhea and Io are both like two of the WWE's biggest stars, and like especially in the women's division. So you would think they would want them in that world title scene, but uh, I guess they're going for something fresh and trying to renew the women's tag division, and this is one way to do it. How did you feel about the decision to put the titles on Rhea?
I felt like that was the perfect move, honestly. We kind of built them up to be that like tag team. They came up with the whole Rio thing. So I feel like it's only right that you give them the titles, right? Like those are two of your biggest stars right now, and you put them in a tag team. You're absolutely going to give them the title. That's kind of what they did with like Bianca and Jade.
Yeah,
So
do you bring up Bianca and Jade? I was going to say that this is probably the most eyes that the women's tag division will have since Bianca and Jade. When Bianca
Literally.
and Jade won them titles, it was like, oh, I got to see how this looks, how this dynamic looks, and they made it work. And I feel like it was good while they were tag champs. Uh, and as for Rhiyo, I feel like uh, we know both women had what it takes to have quality matches. So uh, it will all boil down to the booking of this title reign. Uh, I feel like they have a strong list of challengers. You still got the Kabuki Warriors that just lost the belt, so you know they're credible. You
Hmm.
got Charlotte and Alexa, former tag champs, so you know they're credible. And my personal favorite,
My favorite too.
our personal favorite, Nia and Lash Legend, who I think are the future tag champs. But
Listen, I don't
oh,
want to
and you
sound
still
too
got Bailey.
biased.
You still got Bailey and Lyra too.
Yeah, that's true. I
Judgment
don't
Day.
want to sound biased, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but like I, I think, listen, you had Rio win the titles. Listen, cool. They got the little title, title belts on there. Io got one, Rhea got two. I think it's time you let, you feel me, Nia and Lash just go ahead and take that over, and let them run a little bit. That's what I'm saying. That's how I look at it. You feel me? I feel like they go ahead, just let them run for a few months. You feel me? Let them go ahead. You got them on Raw. Let's put them back on Smackdown. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, the time, trust me, the time will consume, brother. The time will consume. It is inevitable. And anybody that is against that, I don't care. Uh, but
Mhm.
uh, all in all, the match was good. The Kabuki Warriors and Rhea and Io have been feuding for months. So a good long build up to them finally winning the titles in a good match to start off the show. Uh, we move into from there a Gunther promo. Uh, and here's the first time we actually see the chapter thing that I mentioned a little bit earlier. And this chapter is called He Who oh, my bad. Let me redo that. I messed that up. He Who Remains. Um and Stranger Things in WWE Collab can't get more perfect here because if you watch both, you would know that Gunther is the Vecna of the WWE right now. Like Vecna is the main villain for anybody who hasn't seen the show, and Gunther is kind of the main villain here. Just beat John Cena in his retirement match. So this is one of the instances where the collab kind of made the most sense. Uh, Gunther, man, I wanted to ask you this because John Cena's your guy, and Gunther done put your boy on a T-shirt. How do you feel about
Yeah,
that? You don't put y'all goat on a T-shirt.
yeah. I mean,
This
listen.
man is crazy.
Listen, if I didn't already know John Cena as not only a person, a performer, but a great mind who always puts the future first, you feel me? Then I would have been sick. I'd have been crashing out. I would have been with everybody else in the universe. You feel me? Boo, you suck, you tapped out,
Hey,
all that. But I will say, but because I know John Cena and I know the type of guy he is. You feel me? This was just him elevating the future. You feel me? But if you think about it, that's how great John Cena is because out of all the people Gunther them put to sleep, is he out here putting Goldberg on a t-shirt? No. Is he out here putting putting Jey Uso all of the people that's hot right now on t-shirts? No. You know who you put on a t-shirt? John Cena. Why? Because John Cena is the greatest of all time. And he knows that without him being the greatest of all time, this wouldn't even really matter. So Cena's still working. You feel me? Because I know Cena probably getting a cut of those t-shirts.
Excellent
That's all I'm
quote,
saying.
brother. Excellent quote.
That's all I'm saying. He getting
Excellent
the
quote,
cut.
brother. But
Feel me?
of course, Gunther's trolling does not stop there. He goes to explain to the crowd in how exactly he made John Cena tap out. But before he could do that, he's interrupted by AJ Styles. AJ Styles basically gets in his face.
And they put pause on that man. Feel me? He slapped the white and the German off him. You feel me? He slapped it off. What Gunther do? Gunther ain't do not a damn thing about nothing.
I'm not gonna lie, that was weird. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of awkward too, because he slapped the shit out of him, and then they just kind of stared at each other for a while, and then nothing happened. They just walked away. You could have kept. I'm like, yo, what is that? And he's not gonna attack AJ, nothing.
Nope. He gonna sit there and scruff his face up like a hoe. That's what he gonna do. He ain't gonna do nothing, AJ. Feel me? You feel me? And then when AJ walked off, you feel me? He's still in the ring. We go to we is it when we come was it commercial or was it during a commercial or was it after commercial or was it for me?
It was after, I think.
After the commercial, for me, Gunther going there, going to Pierce like I want AJ, I want AJ. You feel me? AJ like, look, I'm right here. What's up? What you doing? What you feel me? You don't want no smoke. You don't want no smoke. You feel me? Once again, what do you do? Run away. Run
So
away.
you make Gunther back down from AJ twice on TV for some reason. We needed to see that happen twice, but we couldn't get Javon Evans signed on in a backstage seg. There were 3 Gunther segments if you count it, because of the one before
Yeah.
he
It was
walked out.
before he walked out. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Javon Evans couldn't get signed on this show. I just want to keep reminding you this. He did not get signed on the show.
On
He
the
got
show.
signed on commercial.
On commercial.
There were
Adam Pierce came out, gave a whole little speech and everything, brought him out, made him sign the contract, and yeah.
there were 3
Crazy.
Gunther segments, but Javon Evans couldn't get signed on this show. Okay, cool. We move on. Chapter 3. It's not just her saying it. Great title. Great title.
I give him that. It is a great title.
Great title. And this is, of course, Becky versus Maxxine for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Man, this is one of the more controversial moments of the night, because in this match, the crowd was just not invested in this match, as they were actively chanting Y2J during this match. But the ending of this match just rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And I can't say I disagree with how anybody feels, just because you build Maxxine up all this time with losing to Becky, getting bullied basically by Becky Lynch to go from training with Natty, beating Becky Lynch twice, more the making her into a more serious, trying to make her into a more serious competitor with the segments with her training in a dungeon and submitting multiple people and eventually even submitting Natty, just for her to go in this match and not understand how to lift her arm up out of a pin.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought like the fact that first of all, like I'm pretty sure you have wing awareness because like you said, she's been training with Natty. You have her in a ankle lock. You feel me? You're by the ropes. You see not only her bending down, right? But you see the ref counting. He is literally in your face. Like you looking him dead in his eye. And you're tap 1, 2, 3. You feel me? And you like, well, you don't think, well, her shoulders aren't on the mat, but my shoulders are. Why is the ref it don't process in your mind fast enough that maybe you should like this? I think that was such it's so weird. I don't I yeah, it's weird. Especially the whole like packages of her, training with Natty and all that, like the whole aggressiveness and hardcore training that they doing just for her to lose like that. Something's fishy.
Yeah, it definitely it caught me off guard because I literally just watched you put Rhea and Io in the tag division, basically permanently for right now, and you would expect their substitution for these big heavy hitters in the main title division would be to inject Becky Lynch and kind of just rid her of this Intercontinental Championship stuff she's been doing since last year's WrestleMania.
Well,
Like
maybe because I mean, you like you said, you do have Raquel, which we do see later in the show. You do still have Roxanne. You still got Liv. You know, you still got Nikki Bella, whatever she decides to do with her life. Um, still
I
got
just felt like you
Bailey.
needed that name, right? You lose two big names, you needed that name, and it lives a name, but Roxanne is still. When you look at her in the landscape of beating Stephanie Vaquer, that's not happening anytime soon.
But
Raquel is my pick to do it, but we don't know if they're high on her. We haven't seen it.
here's my question though, right? You name those names, right? So you said so you're pretty much saying you need a bigger name for the title picture, right? If Maxine wins, right? She already beat Ivy now. Who does she fight next that you can say like, all right, like she'll beat him because there's not really that many women. You feel me? So like this, so does she beat a Bailey? Does she beat a Lyra? Does she beat a Roxanne? Does she beat a Raquel? Like this, does she beat those women?
I mean, that's what you were trying to. That's the trajectory they were trying to build for her, right? They were trying to make her a more serious competitor that you could believe could defend the Intercontinental Championship. That was the whole point of the segments, of the training segments, right?
But that's what I'm saying. Something is fishy because you're doing that, but then you have her lose to Becky again. So there was no faith in the beginning because why would you have her lose to Becky?
And granted, it's by shenanigans, but even with the shenanigans, it's like it just didn't go over well. And honestly, there's I'm gonna mention this in a few. There's a point in AEW where they do the exact same kind of pin, and it was done really better in in that match.
Was that the Willow Nightingale?
No. It was
No.
Shawn Benjamin and John Moxley,
Ah,
where
got you.
I think Sheldon had Mox in like a ankle lock. I think the exact same move, and Mox
Mm-hmm.
got a flash pin. It was like same finish, but it
Mm.
looked a whole lot better. But yeah, Becky's the new IC champ. We'll see where this leads. Probably the Maxxine getting it back. I don't really see anybody else taking the title off Becky but Maxxine. But I just don't want to get the point of taking it off her in the first place. Uh,
Yeah, I don't know.
Speaking of the World Championship, though, and that
Yes.
division, we get a Stephanie Vaquer segment in Chapter 4, The Kiss of Devil. Where Stephanie comes out and she is in a boot. So she's obviously injured. We don't know the severity of the injury. I think they said it was an ankle injury that she suffered in the triple threat match the week before with Nikki Bella and Raquel Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me when you saw her walk out with that boot, you didn't get scared for a
I,
second.
I I I did get scared. I'm like, damn. I'm like, you feel me?
Yo,
Naomi relinquish it. Feel me? Go have a baby. Cool. Like that's for me. Shout out to them. And then you have Stephanie winning, and then not even 5 months later, 4 months later, I thought we had to relinquish it again. I said, well, damn, what's going on? Like, is this title
yo,
cursed?
you could tell me that when I was scared immediately, but
Like crazy.
thankfully, thankfully, there's no title vacation here. Like she doesn't get a title up. Just a little injury. We don't know how long is going to be, but we know it's going to be a little minute because uh, after her promo, basically saying that nothing's going to hold her down, even the injury that she got. She's attacked by Raquel Rodriguez. Rodriguez it goes to crush her ankle with a chair until she's stopped by Adam Pearce and security. Uh, they help Vaquer to the back stage area where she's attacked by Raquel Rodriguez again. So it's looking like Stephanie Vaquer is going to be out for a while, which is probably, if you look at it, probably why they decided to put the belt back on Becky. That's probably the reason they decided to put the belt back on Becky. You can kind of assume that's linked to that.
Yeah, yeah. Give him a little bit more. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe because you're not going to have Stephanie Vaquer on television for a while. So just having Becky with the title, she'll be able to like just cut good promos and be the center, the focal piece of the division for a while, alongside the tag titles. Which shout out to the tag titles and shout out to the women's IC title because they should get some spotlight now that Stephanie's going to be on TV for a little bit. Chapter 5, Lyra versus Liv. Hellfire's Collide was okay. This is one of the matches I can see people going, yeah, this wasn't all that. Quick match, nothing really happens. Roxanne gets involved. And she gets chased out by Bayley with a chair, which leads to Lyra eating Oblivion for the win. But From there, we can move into the main event of the night, Chapter 6, the best versus the badass. Braun Breaker, CM Punk versus Braun Breaker for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. There was a great video package at the start of the show to hype this match and really get people into it. And I can say that, honestly, the match delivered on everything it was supposed to. Best match of the night by far. Really good match from Breaker and Punk, in my opinion. How did you feel about the main event?
Man, this match was badass. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No pun
This
intended.
match, was badass for real. Um, yeah, this was badass. This was like, I, it was so many just spots. Like my favorite, I think my favorite spot from that match was him uh jumping off the top rope onto CM Punk on the announce desk like that. Like he got up so high. I'm be real with you, he got up so
Yeah,
high,
that was
bro.
crazy. You usually see Breaker
Like
do that same exact move from the apron to the desk, like a jumping clothesline, but he did it from the top rope through the announce table this time, and it looked crazy. That wasn't even the craziest looking thing in this match, though. At one point, Braun Breaker goes for the Breakensteiner on Punk, and I don't know what went wrong on whose side of things. Braun Breaker did look a little far out, but Punk definitely didn't help the situation. But Braun landed right on his neck. Like, it was the scariest shit ever. Like, I thought we almost lost Braun Breaker for a second. Um, he was okay
it's,
though, fortunately.
it's like the second time he didn't like landed on his neck and just pop back up and just continue with the match. Like something wrong
Bro.
with him.
Yeah, like he was okay. Even attempted to do the same move again, and he landed it the second time. But even just wanting to do that again after how it ended up the first time, I do not understand
Yeah,
how
it's
he
crazy.
was able to do that, but he did it. Punk
Yeah.
wins after Division come down to Division go to get involved, but are stopped by the
The
uh
the Lucha
the
Heroes.
the Lucha Rangers,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call them, uh, Penta, Dragon Lee, and Rey Mysterio. Breaker goes to hit Punk with a spear. Punk counters with a knee that looked crazy. He lifts Breaker up for the GTS, hits it, and wins. Crazy match. Uh, Punk wins. I definitely what I expected to happen. I know a lot of people thought that they were going to head into the new year with Breaker as champion, but
Not
man,
today,
shout out
B.
to my boy Punk, able to get it done. The best in the world.
Hey, man, shout out Punk, man. Feel me? What would you rate this Raw? Right, out of 10.
Uh, just because like the one thing that everybody thought was going to happen on this show didn't happen on this show, and that was Jericho returning. It definitely, especially once they teased it, like it definitely knocks this show down for me a little bit because I definitely was
Mhm.
expecting it after this match or some point during the show. Uh, the main and opener were good. Becky Maxxine kind of fell short because of the ending. I would get his show I'll get this show a 7 because I like the collab with Stranger Things. I'm gonna get this show a 7.
Um, I'm gonna give it. I'm going to give this show. I'm gonna give it like a 6.5. I thought the Stranger Things collab was fire. Obviously I thought the opener and main was fire. Um, you still kind of lost me in the middle. Which I mean, it's typically that your main and open your main and opener match will always be fire than the mid. Um, I knocked it down a few notches just because they ain't give my boy the young OG his TV time.
That's
Which I feel
another.
like he deserved. Because that boy bouncy. Um, yeah, so I give it 6.5.
Oh,
It would have been a 7 for me, but I took off half because you feel me. Like I said, they didn't give my boy the time he deserved. He should have got his signing time. So
like um, what did you think about them teasing Jericho and him not actually showing up on the show?
I mean, I feel like maybe the creative team is finally, getting the handle down on bringing some type of shock value or shock factor back to WWE. Because I feel like if you would have had him return, I feel like people would have already been expecting it because of what Adam Pearce said. So I feel like that was a smart move, smart business move, and smart, you know, uh, uh, move for the creative and management to not bring him back because I feel like people was expecting that. So,
But you
you know.
teasing it only, like I said, a couple of your segments in this show was hijacked by Y2J Chance because you said something, Pierce. Only
But
because you said something.
let's be honest though. You feel me? Like half the time the show they be doing OTC chants and the nigga somewhere in Brazil. Like you feel me? Like come on,
Nah, this was
let's be real.
different, bro. This was different.
Like so I think it was
This
I you
wasn't
know
them chanting OTC because somebody mentioned Roman Reigns on the show. This was them. This is you doing a purposeful. I don't care what nobody say. It was purposeful. Uh, Teaser, knowing the whole show that it's not gonna happen.
yeah, that's true. That's all right, man. He'll return. He'll be there.
I'm
He'll be here to
sure
thank
he
us.
will at some point, but I just felt like you hijacked the show for what?
Yeah,
And like not that the main needed it because after the main and how that turned out, you could kind of get away with it not bringing them, but it still was like, why even put this in people's heads if you knew it wasn't gonna happen? We're moving on though from Raw because I don't want to stay. We've already been on this a little too long, but I wanted to quickly say that um and this will kind of go straight into, I guess, this kind of incorporates like every brand because there are people that benefited from this that are in both companies right now. But I could not move on without saying something about the Bullet Club and New Japan Pro Wrestling. For those of you who don't know, the Bullet Club was a group founded by Finn Balor in the WWE over in Japan, and it's the group lasted 13 years, multiple different leaders after Balor left, multiple like I don't even know how many people have came and entered out the Bullet Club uh, and benefited from just that logo because it really became one of the biggest things in wrestling that did not come from the WWE. If you want to know more about the Bullet Club, you can look it up. New Japan has the whole like history segmented on their channel, and I think Cody Rhodes just released an episode of his podcast. What do you want to talk about with Finn Balor? And they talk a lot about the Bullet Club in there. Some of the people that came through that Bullet Club, I'll say Finn Balor, of course, Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, Gallows and Anderson. So many people. And after 13 years, the Bullet Club has officially ended. The final members have left and joined another group, so there will be no more Bullet Club. So I just wanted to talk about that real quick because I'm somebody who really rock with the Bullet Club. AJ Styles is another person who was in the Bullet Club at one point. And that was my introduction into New Japan, was the Bullet Club. So I wanted to touch on that for a second. We can move into AEW from January 7th, 2026. This was a good show. You started off the show hot with Jon Moxley and Shelton Benjamin for the in like a title eliminator match is what they call them, and AEW, where it's not quite a title match, but if you beat the champion, you get a title match. And they added now that if you go to a draw, a time limit draw, I think it's 20 minutes with the champ, you also get a title match. The match is really good. Like, Shelton is still a believable challenger for any title in the company at this point. Like, in his career, which is crazy because Shelton's like 40-something. Like, still in great shape, still can go. Moxley does end up getting the win. Exactly what I said, the same finish from the Maxxine and Becky match, but just it looked a whole lot cleaner, a whole lot better. And yeah, you had Jack Perry in a 6-man tag against the Demand. His partners were originally supposed to be Jet Speed, but Jet Speed was taken out by the Don Callis family. So Jack had to find new opponents, which ended up being the Young Bucks. I didn't expect it to be the Bucks because last time we saw the Bucks said they were taking some time off. And I expected them to take a little bit more time, but they're back, and the Bucks looked in great shape. They looked ready for they looked ready to be back. They came back with their old music, like they looked revitalized again. And the match ended up being really good. The Bucks get it, and Jack Perry get attacked by Don Callis family after the match. And Andrade returns to join the Don Callis family and what seems like 50 people in that faction at this point. It's interesting to see Andrade back in AEW. I guess now his no compete clause that everybody thought was 2 years. I knew it wasn't going to be 2 years. 2 years is absurd. His no compete clause is up, so now he's free to go anywhere he wants. He was in New Japan with the United Empire of like a couple days ago, and now he's back in AEW with the Don Callis family. So We'll see what they do with Andrade here. I know his first run was okay in AEW. We'll see what they do for him now that he's in the Don Callis family. Ultimately, I think they're gearing up though for Takeshita and for Kyle Fletcher to leave. That's why I would think they would bring him in. Willow Nightingale's championship celebration after winning the TBS title last week. Willow says she's willing to defend both her titles, tag and TBS, against any challengers. Even defending both in one night, which I'm sure AEW will do at one point. I don't agree with people who think that the Babes of Wrath should have lost the tag titles before Willow won the TBS title, just because, I think it was time, and I think it's not like the AEW women's tag titles are going to be like super like heavily defended. Like, there's not enough tag teams in the division for that. But she will be defending the TBS title a lot. So, in my opinion, it makes sense. Sammy Guevara and Bandito actually put on a really good match. That like you just wouldn't have been looking for if it didn't happen. But it was actually a really good match, and Sammy Guevara reminded me how really good he is in ring. He just sucks on the mic, and you can't get anybody to care about anything he does. Bandito wins, of course. MJF comes out after the match to set up the match for Maximum Carnage. MJF comes out with a translator, which is hilarious because Bandito speaks English and he doesn't need a translator at all. Max Bandito calls Max a bitch, which leads to Max kicking him in the nuts, going to hit him with the ring. Bandito ducks. Max hits his translator, and Bandito hits Max with the 21 plex. Setting up the match in Maximum Carnage, like I said, I don't think Bandito will win. But I do think the match will be good. You have Marina Shafir and Toni Storm go at it on this show, which a lot of people were hyped for because they've been building this for a while. But Marina controlled most of this match and then lost to a small package from Toni Storm, which I didn't like. I didn't like the finish at all. Like, if you were going to do that, you might as well just not even had the match. The main event, lights out tag match, Swerve and Hangman versus the Ops, Powerhouse Hobbs and Hook. I'm gonna say this every time. Every time I have to watch an Ops match, I will say this. This theme song is ass. They have to change this. Like, it sucks so bad. Like, so bad. Like, at one point, they started this match off using singular spotlights on all the like wrestlers, and they turned off the main lights. I guess to add that lights out effect, but I just felt like it made it hard for the crowd to see anything, especially with like the wrestlers moving all over the ring and then the spotlights losing them and having to go find them. It didn't last long. They ended up turning the lights back on, and the rest of the match went on fine. Crazy spots in this match. at one point, Heyman and Swerve bring out a bed of cinder blocks. The ops go to tie up Swerve and Heyman at one point with a chain around their neck, and something funny. Hobbs goes, "I'm gonna hang their ass," which I thought was hilarious. But Nana ends up interfering. Swerve and Heyman fight back from all the Ops Dojo guys and the Ops. Swerve takes out the Dojo guys with a stomp. Swerve stomp from the top of the rope, from the top rope to the outside. Heyman hits a nasty looking dead eye on Powerhouse Hobbs on the cinder blocks, and then they kind of just single out Swerve, Hook, and whoop his ass, and Swerve and Hangman win. Good main event, good show. If I had to rate this show, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Everything was good, but the finish of Marina Shafir and Toni Storm, that kind of sucked ass. Something else that happened on Wednesday on NXT is we finally got Obafemi relinquishing the NXT title as champ. He vacates the title to move up to the main roster. Something you don't see done often. Most champions kind of lose the title before they go up, but for Obafemi, it makes sense. I don't know if I would have had Ricky Saints beat him the first time either. I would have just had Oba hold the title the whole time and then vacate it. But this works too. We'll see where they decide to place Obafemi. I could definitely see him going to Raw, but I could also kind of see him going to SmackDown. And now we can move into Smackdown from January 9th, 2026. Big show. It's the first show of the Germany tour. Germany's a great wrestling crowd. So I knew they were going to be into everything on this show, which makes the show easier to watch and more enjoyable to watch. We start off this show with a Randy segment. But before Randy could even say anything, he's interrupted by Trick Williams, which is big for Trick Williams. Them putting him out there with Randy. The crowd reacted big to Trick. Even sung the Whip That Trick theme song as he came out. Trick cuts a good promo, but Randy Orton responds and says, "You may have all this physical attributes and everything, but the one thing that you don't have is 14 world championships."
Smoking hot wife yet? Well, I mean, he is, engaged to.
I don't know about that one, Randy. I don't know about that one because Last Legend, if she ain't smoking, I don't know what smoking is.
Listen, Lash is. Hey, Miss Legend, how you doing? How you doing, though, Miss Legend? I mean, don't get me wrong, but Randy White is fire though. She
Yeah,
fire.
for sure.
You feel me? But Lash up there for sure, for shit
But
show.
Randy and Trick kind of get into it. The crowd wants to see Trick eat an RKO so bad. But of course he won't because he has the match against Ray Phoenix. So instead, Miz comes in, attacks Randy, goes in with Skull Crusher finale, but eats a RKO for his troubles. This leads straight into the first match of the night, which is Phoenix versus Trick. They actually got some time in this match to put on an entertaining match, in my opinion. What do you think? What did you think of Trick Williams' debut match on SmackDown?
My fault. I'm still cooking up food. But hey, I'll tell you one thing. Trick Willie, he gonna be just give my man's at least a year or some change on the main roster, and he gonna have a title. He for sure he gonna have a title. I probably like that match was beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed it. I think what was the spot? I think he grabbed his arm, hit like a front, like, what was it, like a cartwheel or whatever, picked him up, and then it was like a
Oh, I
Uranagi.
know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that joke was fire. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay, all right, but that was a good ass match. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting Trick to win. I wasn't expecting Trick to win, but for him to win his debut match on SmackDown says a lot.
yeah. I figured Trick would win here. Like they haven't really put too much stock in the Phoenix as of recently, so they try to Trick gotta win his debut match. But like I said, the match was entertaining. So I'm not mad at it. We move from that into a Drew backstage segment, and this is the first kind of instance, and you hear it all night anytime you see Drew or Cody for that matter, that this Berlin crowd was for Drew McIntyre from the jump. This was a pro Drew McIntyre crowd. When he popped on the screen, he got a huge reaction. Drew stole Dusty's watch. I guess the same time he stole that Getty Images ass photo of him and Dusty that he burnt last week. Drew says that he's going to be champ, basically, and the crowd goes nuts. From there, we go into Alexa Bliss versus Julia, non-title match. One thing I wanted to stop and say about Julia, although I was not happy about her beating Chelsea for the title, I will say in her matches she adds a physicality to the SmackDown women's roster that was definitely needed. All her matches, you can see it is a different physical level to the matches that I can appreciate. Nothing much in this match at all. Last Legend interferes in the match after distraction from Kiana James to cost Bliss the win, and then they attack her after the match. Legend and Nia Jax, of course, because Charlotte is not there. Charlotte's sick, so Alexa's by herself. So they get the best of her. This is where I say that they signed Jordynne Grace to SmackDown on the show. I get it was a pre-taped episode of SmackDown. I get it. But it was on.
Nah, this was live, bro.
This was live? I thought this was pre-taped.
Nah, this wasn't pre-tape. This was live.
Okay.
It didn't air in the States for us until 8, but it was live.
Okay. Or either way, even worse. They signed Jordynne Grace on SmackDown, non-commercial break. Shout out to Jordynne Grace though. Chelsea Green interrupts, leading to Alba and Jordan being put in the match later. Jordan wins that in quick fashion. Dominating. She looked good though. The biggest thing happened after the match, which was Jade kind of stopped her on her way back up the ramp. And basically checked her at the door. I really fucked with this from Jay. Like, he checking everybody at the door. Like, if you think you finna come on this show, just know I'm the champ. I run things around here. How have you been feeling about the new Jade Cargill presentation ever since she came back, ever since she beat Tiffany for the title? The new presentation of Jade Cargill, which really isn't new because she was kind of doing this at AEW. What do you think
Hey,
about it?
I I say everything in 3 words. She's that bitch. Point blank.
Yeah, I definitely
She's for
um
me. She's that one. She said it herself. She's her. Just like we say he's him, she's her. You feel me? She's not to be played with now.
Jade Cargill is definitely Aura Maxon at this point. Like, she's definitely found her confidence again, and it's dope to see. Uh, Shinsuke Nakamura answers the U.S. Open Challenge. Uh, Another great U.S. title match. Whoever is producing these U.S. Open Challenges is on fire. Like, they have been doing an excellent job. Because this match was really good, and it's crazy to see that Shinsuke can still go, and he's not on the show more often. He doesn't wrestle more often, but he can still go, man. It's crazy.
You know, that match was fire. I something in my head is telling me it's either you feel me, it's either Bobby or TJ that's like producing these United States Championship matches. It's something in my head is telling me that. I feel me. Obviously, we'll have to look that up after the pod, but like I just feel like it just has one of them two written on it. To be honest, you feel me. But great match, of course. Mello don't miss. Mello gets the win. You feel me? And he continues another week as the United States champion. And I'm waiting for him to bring that spinner belt, man. Bring that United States spinner belt. That's what I'm here for.
We get Nick Aldis. He announces that there will be 4 qualifying matches next week on SmackDown. The winners of those 4 qualifying matches will all go to Saturday night's main event, where they will compete in a fatal 4-way. The winner of that match then gets a WWE Championship match. I can assume that is at the Royal Rumble. Um, they announced the 4 qualifying matches. The first one is Randy Orton versus The Miz. We've seen that kind of play out the last 2 weeks. Matt Cardona and Trick Williams. Damian Priest versus Solo Sikoa. And Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov. Officially, I guess, moving up Ilya to the world title, the WWE Championship division, but I don't want to get my hopes up too fast because this could easily just be them throwing my boy a bone, and they will put him back down in the U.S. title division shortly after this. But big look for Ilya Dragunov. Yeah. So we'll officially at least be getting a new challenger at the Rumble for the WWE Championship, which I like to see. I'm ready for that. In my opinion, who I think will probably end up winning the qualifying matches will probably be Orton, Trick, Damian Priest, and Sami Zayn. And from there in the Fatal 4-Way, I feel like it'll probably be won by, if I had to pick somebody, I'd say it'd be Randy. What do you think? Who do you think wins this little tournament and goes on to the Royal Rumble to face?
So you said you got Sammy, Trick, Randy,
And Priest.
and Priest. I'm a low key. I low key might go Matt Cardona. I might go Matt Cardona over Trick, low key. You feel me? I'm either or. That match is a toss up for me. Either or, anybody can win. I'm not mad at either or.
Matt Cardona and Trick Williams is definitely like, do they want to go with the more established person or do they want to go with the young and up and comer?
Yeah.
Miz and Orton is a no brainer. Priest and Solo is only a no brainer because of how the ending of the Y6 and MFTs went, which I
Yeah.
guess we can
So
talk about that a little bit.
yeah. So I mean, either or can happen. But I'm not even gonna. Well, I'd probably go Randy. Yeah, I'd probably go Randy too. To be honest with you. So I agree. So me.
Yeah.
Um.
Let's talk about this Y6 MFT match a little bit. So 4-on-4 or 4-on-4. No JC Mateo in this match, just Solo and the Tongans. I felt like this match was cut short as it was heating up. Just as this match was starting to heat up, I feel like it was cut short. Solo distracts Howdy by taking the lantern that he comes out with, leading the Tomatonga and taking advantage and hitting Uncle Howdy with the cutthroat to win. Y6 lose their first big feud in a while. Get the main event. 3 stages of hell. Drew versus Cody. In this match, I honestly can say I really enjoyed this match because of the fact that each match stipulation felt like an entirely different match.
I agree with you. I agree with you there.
The first match was quick and fast, with Cody starting off hot, of course, because of everything Drew has put him through since the last 2 weeks. Cody gets a little overzealous, which allows Drew to cheat behind the referee's back with a low blow and hit a Claymore to win within like the first 5 minutes of the match. From there, this goes to the second stage, which is Falls Count Anywhere, which I enjoyed. Cody and Drew, they fought all over the outside, in the crowd, backstage, really making it feel like a Falls Count Anywhere match. At one point, Cody did a crazy splash from like the top of the concourse, like uh, entrance way type thing in the middle of the crowd through a table.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
He got no air on that. He legit just like he stepped to the door.
there
He
was
just,
no air to get. You jump, you overshoot that table, you die. So you kind of just gotta fall New Jack style. You gotta fall
just
New Jack style, man. It just
just
full
plop.
send.
Like it wasn't even it
You
like
gotta
it,
full
but
send.
it was like you know that listen you know he his daddy's son because the way he just plopped, I was just like, yeah, that's exactly that's exactly how Dusty would do it.
You
Just
know, he not Rob Van Dam. He ain't jumping off that drum.
really, who's
He's
that
on
jumping out the sky?
dive. Yeah. Falling Cody through a table. Um, this only gets near fall. Uh, Drew and Cody battle back to the ringside area. Cody clears off the announce table and hits a crossroads through the announce table on Drew to pick up the second fall. Like we said, like we all knew, 1-1, third fall, steel cage. And it's a really good cage match. They utilized the cage well. Cody ended up getting busted open on the side of his head somehow, which is always a great image with the blonde hair thing he has going on. Um, Cody hits a crazy Cody cutter off the cage onto
Yeah,
Drew.
that was like super avalanche Cody Cutter. Like
Yeah,
you
like,
feel
and it
me?
looked good. Like, sometimes Cody cutters can look a little shaky. I'm not gonna lie, but this one actually looked good, looked crazy. And if you haven't seen the TikTok or the reel that we posted, if you can recall, I said last week on this podcast that now was the time to bring back Jacob Fatu. And I even went into detail of how to do it. And I don't know who tapped in to the pod, but somebody's tapped in because the exact thing I said was going to happen happened. Double down. Drew Gross to crawl to the door, and the referee is stopped by a man in the hood. And don't worry, it was not Austin Theory. It was Jacob Fatu.
Ooh.
Fatu attacks Drew. He's beating up Drew. Then he turns his attention to Cody Rhodes, attacks Cody Rhodes. And while he's attacking Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre slips out the ring and slips out the cage, crawls out the cage, and wins the WWE Championship. New
Now
WWE Champion, Drew McIntyre.
now we can say we can't blame Jacob Fatu for Drew McIntyre winning. You know who we can blame? Cody Rhodes. And you want to know why we blame Cody Rhodes? It's because Cody Rhodes let his pride get the best of him, and he had to interfere with the ass whooping that Jacob Fatu was giving Drew McIntyre. Now, I don't know about you. All right. If I see a big Samoan stumping a mud hole through a man, I'm not gonna go over there and try to break it up. I'm gonna be like, well, it is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and bounce up out of here. You feel me? I ain't even gonna get in between that. But what does
Yeah,
Cody
man.
do? No. Cody, after everything that has happened over the past week, Cody let the pride get the best of him and had to interfere. And what happened? He got beat up. Drew walks out, new undisputed champion. And here we are.
Man, Drew finally wins his WWE Championship that he has deserved for a while. Um, Drew has been one of the most like consistently entertaining superstars for like the past couple years, to be honest. And he was constantly getting hold. Like you just look at how he won the world title and what happened with that. And, uh, but he can finally say now that he is the champ. Uh, the crowd lost it. Was um, and yeah, it's extremely well deserved, man. Uh, and Drew should have a long run. He should be probably walking into WrestleMania as world champ if you look at the landscape of things. Because I don't see Cody or Jacob or anybody taking it off him before then. So
Hey man, listen, we've been kind of calling for something new, and like you said, somebody's obviously tapped into the podcast, because ain't no way, ain't no way, you called that and it happened. See, so somebody tapped in. Listen, if
that's
you
all
are
I'm
a
saying, bro.
WWE, if you're a WWE writer, all right, if you're a producer, and you're tapped into the pod, listen, hook your boys up. We
Just
listen,
fuck with
we
us. Just
we
fuck with us. You
listen,
feel me?
we are here,
We
ready to
won't tell
go. All
nobody.
right. You give us the time and opportunity, we'll write some shit for you. I'm telling you.
Telling you.
You feel
Uh,
me?
decent
So
episode of SmackDown.
yeah,
Uh,
what would you rate it?
I rate this episode. I give it a. It's a little better than Raw. I'll give it 7.5 out of 10.
Took the rating right out of my mouth. I give it a 7.5.
Yeah, but
But
that wraps up our show reviews for this week.
as always, I know it's my favorite segment. Is your favorite segment?
My favorite segment for sure.
Is your favorite segment our favorite segment? You feel me? It is none than our hot spots of the week. This is where we pick one to three things that happen throughout the entire week of wrestling. You feel me? For matches, promos, whatever it is that we decide to give a shout out at the end of the show. Now, I'm think you went first last time, so obviously we like to alternate. So I'm going to go first this time. My first hotspot of the week goes to Javon Evans, because he should have got his camera time. He should have got the recognition not only in the arena, but from the millions and millions watching around the world that were tuned into the Netflix Stranger Things WWE collab. That boy, the young OG, he's bouncy. He's officially a member of the Raw roster, and I can't wait for him to do great things, because that boy is bouncy. For me, so that's my first hot spot of the week. Shout out to Devon Evans. Second hot spot of the week, gotta go to Trick Williams, man. Trick is undeniably I mean, he's the future. Like he has the look, he got the swag, he got the charisma. You feel me? He's gonna be that guy for the next few years. You feel me? His match with Ray Phoenix, shout out Ray Phoenix, of course, was fire. But to put him up in front of a veteran and an OG like Randy, you feel me? And for him to be able to hold his own on the mic shows that WWE has a lot of of uh, they have a lot of trust in him, and they're gonna be big on him, and they're ready for him to do big things. Um, so shout out Trick Williams. That's my second hot spot. Third hot spot of the week has to go to the best in the world, CM Punk, also known as his real name Phil Brooks. Um, CM Punk, man, he he still shows that he is undeniably one of the best, if not the best, in the world. That match with Braun Breaker just shows he can still go. Like, you know, a lot of people, probably had speculation of, oh, he's been doing this for years. If he still have it? Is he still able to put on those long matches and give that entertainment value? Listen, he still got it, and I don't think it's ever left. To be honest with you, that match with him and Breaker is just it already. Like it's one of them. Even though the year just started, it's already one of the best matches of the year. Um, so I got to give my third and last high spot to Mr. CM.
Um, for me, uh, my first hotspot would have to go to uh, the Young Bucks and Jack Perry versus the Man on Dynamite. Uh, the reaction the Bucks got coming back and just was great, and leading into the match that was also really good. Um, I'm gonna say that's my first hotspot of the week. Second hotspot of the week is going to go to um for me we have to go to Braun versus Punk. Um Really good match on Raw. Braun Breaker looked extremely close to winning the world title multiple times. Just to come up just a little short. The CM Punk just being a veteran. So great match, great ending. That's my second hot spot of the week. Now, my third and final hot spot of the week is going to go to Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. Three Stages of Hell is a match that you don't see often, and it's a very hard match to pull off because it's literally three matches in one night, back to back to back. And each match has its own stipulation, so you always want to make each match feel new. And Drew and Cody were able to do that. Each match felt like their own, uh, and by the end of it, by the time the cage was lowering, both men were down in the ring. Just a great image. So, and I really like the finish with Jacob Fatu. So yeah, that's my third hot spot of the week.
Hey man, hey, those are great hot spots. Listen, we had some great hot spots, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. They're very similar. You feel me? But it's you can't beat them. You can't beat them. You feel me? But of course, that wraps up episode 26 of the Hot Tag Podcast. All right. Now listen, make sure you follow us all our socials, like, comment, subscribe, follow some more content. If you didn't see the TikTok or the IG post that we posted yesterday, tap into that. You feel me? Because once again, somebody tapped in over in WWE. If that is you, come fuck with your boys. That's all we saying. Come fuck with us. You feel me? But as always, we appreciate all the love and support. Without y'all, nothing is possible. That's Justin. I'm Rashaad. Always remember, stay sharp, stay fresh, stay hot. Peace.